Okay, what a game of two halves this was. Wales played exceptionally well in the first half. Two well-taken tries, both by Josh Adams and Jonathan Davis. Very similar in the tries that were scored against England. One comes from very few phases with Josh Adams. Again, he's a very, very capable winger. And Jonathan Davis, again, multiple phases possession. Anscombe actually played a lot better today. He played a lot better today. He didn't kick as much, which was, I think, beneficial, and I think he brought players into play with his passing. He really improved today a lot. I've been very critical of Anscombe, but he played a lot better today at fly half. And when Dan Biggar came on, he went to fullback and slotted in fine with Liam Williams' injury. But he did miss a couple of kicks. The missed penalty almost resulted in a try. Scotland, for the first half, early on they started well. They got two penalties. But apart from Darcy Graham having a cheeky little break and showing some bright sparks, they didn't do enough in attack in the first half. They were very meek and they were very underwhelming for a Scotland team at home. Wales fully deserved the 15-6 lead at half-time. Played very, very well. Second half, different kettle of fish. It was chaos. Disorganised chaos. Not organised chaos, it was disorganised chaos. And I think Greg Townsend will rip out. No, he doesn't have any hair left to rip out. He's ripped it all out anyway. Darcy Graham's try is well taken. For all the ball Scotland had to only score one try, no conversion, no penalties, they had a lot of penalties. They could have kicked a lot of goals that would have got them over the line. They also coughed up a lot of ball. Wales were clinging on. They were clinging on. And Scotland beat themselves because they kept rushing the play. They knocked on too much. Poor ball retention. Rushing it. Giving away silly penalties, silly free kicks. Scotland had Wales all over the place in the second half. And they defeated themselves. Wales had done enough in the first half to have a good solid defensive base and a platform. And there were times where Wales looked a bit shaky in the second half. I have no issue with Scotland being the better side in the second half, but it wasn't structured. There was no structure. There were times when actually the attack was all over the place and it was just pass the ball to whoever. The Darcy Graham try was one of the few bits of structured play the Scots got right. Coming off his wing, going in field, all Hastings, Horn and Russell all involved. Great passing, the Russell pass in there to Horn to pass to Hastings to then pass to brilliant. And Darcy Graham fully deserved that try. He played exceptionally well for a very young, inexperienced player at this level. And it's a shame he went off injured. There were a lot of injuries today. Kinghorn injured, Liam Williams injured. There were 4 fly halves playing at the end. Well, technically 5 if you can't class Peter Horn as a fly off because he has played there. Anscombe gets the winning penalty on 80 minutes, dead on the final whistle, and that was one of the few times Wales got into the Scottish half. Wales were camped in their half. Scotland defeated themselves. Scotland had enough ball and enough chances, and they blew it. Scotland, I've been saying this, in attack, they're not patient enough. They can't just go through a couple of constructive phases to then earn the right to be all over the place. They were trying crazy stuff and it was unstructured and it was chaos. That second half was entertaining, but if you're looking at it from a coaching point of view, so if you're a young rugby player at school level or youth grade level and your coach replays this game for you, the first half is how you play from Wales. That is how you play from Wales. The second half from Scotland, apart from the Darcy Graham try in attack, that is shocking skill set. There is no constructive play. It's all one-up running, chaotic, off the cuff, no planning. At times it's very confused. And Scotland defeated themselves. Again, they've done this a lot. And this is 3 losses in a row. The Ireland game, they played quite well. And were in the game. They're in the game today and play. When they get it right, they got it right. They played reasonably well. But there are some key issues here. Ball retention. It didn't rain, which was a miracle. There was rain forecast. It didn't. But they're rushing the play. They're not being patient enough. Silly penalties given away, free kicks. Not disrupting the Welsh line out enough. They did it on 54 minutes. They finally won ball off a Welsh line out that has struggled so far in this tournament. The Welsh line out was better today. The Welsh first half was better today. The Welsh defence, second half really stood up to a test and was being stretched. And there were times when the Scots had the Welsh all over the place and couldn't capitalise because they defeated themselves. And yes, the Welsh gave themselves the platform to defend in the second half because they played well in the first half. It was a tale of two halves. On the note, Wales have won 13 in a row. This is the first time they scored a try in the first half, and they get 2. So you wait ages for a try to come in the first half, and they get 2 of them. Scotland finished with 2 fly halves and 2 scrum halves on the field, and the scrum half side of things, I can see why Greg Laidlaw was dropped. When he came in and they moved Ali Prowse out on to cover Darcy Graham, his wing. I was frustrated. Greg Laidlaw, too slow, too methodical. I think put Laidlaw on the wing, keep Ali Price in there, keep it fresh, keep it quick, or move Laidlaw into fly half, put Finn Russell at inside centre, and rejig, put Grigg on the wing, move Peter Horn into outside centre, would have worked better as a structural thing. Laidlaw was slower, more methodical, and the pace slowed when they needed to pick up the pace. Again, Scotland defeating themselves. Wales also finished with 2 fly halves on the field. There were a lot of injuries. Liam Williams, Blair Kinghorn, Darcy Graham going off. Tommy Seymour went off. There were a couple of Welsh players who took some knocks as well. It was hard to keep up with the amount of attrition. At one point, Scotland ran out of backline reserves. They couldn't afford another backline player going down injured. In fact, I think they ran out of subs about 60 minutes, which was a bit worrying. I will say this, in positive, Hamish Watson is a small wrecking ball. He needs to start the next game, the final game. Hamish Watson needs to start against England because he is an absolute wrecking ball. He had a positive impact for Scotland in the second half. For Wales, Dan Biggar comes on and he didn't look great with that left leg. He's still carrying a leg injury. Anscombe kicks the winning penalty, not Dan Biggar. So that's a sign that I think Anscombe will be starting against Ireland. I think Dan Biggar is not fully fit. Much like Johnny Sexton for Ireland, I think Dan Biggar, that is a concern that he's not taking kicks at goal when he's on. He is the better goal kicker. That is a big red flag there. Wales deserved the win. Scotland defeated themselves in the second half, and that was a chaotic, if not entertaining, but also frustrating second half, because when you're watching what Scotland are doing, you want to rip your hair out. They're making basic handling errors, and they're not patient enough. And that's cost them. Again, that's 3 defeats in a row. That's 2 defeats in a row at home. Murrayfield has been a fortress. They're showing signs that it's not quite the fortress it could be. Wales still can't figure out how to lose. They still keep winning. And the criticism is their first halves haven't been great. That was a great first half by Wales. Now the second half has not been as great. They couldn't get their hands on the ball. They had very little ball. They were forced to defend a hell of a lot. They were stretched. They are still a 40-minute side. Yet they do enough in the 40 minutes when they have the ball and they are scoring the points to win games. So if they could convert that into an 80-minute performance, they will do very well, not only against Ireland, but in the World Cup. They need to convert these 40-minute performances where they play well for 40 or 50 minutes into a whole game. And we can see this Welsh side go from a good side playing badly winning to a great side. So there we go. That's my view on it. 18-11 to Wales, fully deserved. Scotland were entertaining in the second half, but ultimately frustrating. And they defeated themselves by not playing well in the first half with ball in hand, coughing it up. And second half, frustrating because they had all the ball and couldn't do enough with it. And this is a criticism. They do rush the play. They knock on a lot. The handling skills aren't great. Their discipline is poor. Wales took a lot of penalties today, though. In both halves. They took more penalties today than in any other game they have played. They took more penalties today than against England and against France combined. They took a lot more penalties today. So that was a cause of concern, but they rode the roughness. They got through that rough patch. But they need to convert that into that. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll have some more videos for you soon. Of course, we've got England, Italy next. And I'll obviously review that as well. I shall see you soon. Thank you very much for watching. And enjoy. If you're a Welsh fan, you can enjoy the win. If you're a Scottish fan, you can commiserate in defeat. But let's see if England, Italy can be just as entertaining. See you soon.